Hi, welcome to That's the Thing podcast. It is episode 0.42, and it is Friday, October the 11th. Not this year,
Yay.
Jason.
No, we avoided it. We narrowly avoided it. Hello, I am Kevin, also known as Raylith on the internet. You know
And
who it
I'm
is.
Drew.
Okay, so Drew just got done with his late class and pizza, so we're going to be moving fast and furious, but not about the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, Nolan's not here, so that's not me.
Oh, okay. What? Okay. Anyway, all right. Number one topic.
Hold on, before we start these topics, can I ask one thing?
Yeah, go.
So let me backstory this a little. We don't have class this Monday. Instead, we had to go watch like a streamed video tonight about libraries and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the people in chat, like one of the distant students, said activism has no part in libraries.
Wrong.
And can we just pause for a moment and just reflect on how stupid they are?
Well, yeah, like no, that's to me that's like red flag. But because no, you're supposed to be advocating for books and viewpoints and especially the ones that are like lesser known or rare. Like that's the whole of a library is that you present information and you advocate for the stuff you want. That's especially for voices and authors of people that aren't like that are minorities or oppressed or otherwise downtrodden. Like that's kind of what the library is for. But maybe I'm a dum dum. Am I a dum dum? Yes. I need to keep talking because Drew stopped talking for some reason. All right. I will keep going. I will let him know. Drew, I cannot hear you.
I'm voice connected.
Okay, you're back.
Okay, so I don't know. No, you're not a dum-dum.
Good.
I could hear you. I don't know what happened, but I guess I'm just not gonna put my phone to sleep mode. Whatever.
Okay, that's what it was doing. I was like,
I've done it. I've done it before, and it's no problem.
Like,
so I don't.
Yeah, like mine is working fine. I don't know. Listen, this is the new era, the new era of Street Fighter 3.
Yeah, but so I was gonna say, like, you always hear about like librarians in favor of banned books, and you're always like, but how?
Oh, it's because those people getting in there.
God, it's just like people. They know it's not they're getting in there; it's they've been in there.
Yeah,
it's like the episode of The Simpsons where like Marge wants to ban violent video games or something, and everyone's like, "Yes, that's good." And then like yeah, that's it. Thank you. And then like then the museum exhibit comes to town, and they're like, "We need to ban this too. We shouldn't be this is indecent." And Marge's like, "But this is art."
Yeah.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Yeah. And that's not let me say that's not to say that like you don't put in like the baby section any book or media with like violence or sex or anything. Like no, that's completely
yeah. But let me also say librarians do not act in loco parentis. So like if a like 13-year-old kid comes up with 50 Shades of Grey, you check that book out to that 13-year-old.
Yeah, you gotta learn. You gotta learn. All right. Anything else before we start talking about stupid stuff?
Nah, we'll probably delve off from the stupid into the intellectual at some point, I'm sure.
All right. Speaking of intellectual, Nintendo ran a 24-hour Pokemon live stream to announce Galar Ponyta. It was 24 hours.
Okay, so I'm going to try to minimize Discord so I can Google what this Ponyta looks like. Tell me if you
All
can't
right.
hear me anymore.
All right,
I'm
I
still
will.
talking.
Yeah, you're going. You're good.
Okay. So yeah, I
No,
haven't seen this new.
it's going to be a Shield exclusive. If you wanted to, I could have just posted a link in the Discord chat. I could just, Ponyta.
It's too late.
It looks okay.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
I like it.
similar.
Have we seen the Rapidash yet?
No, we haven't. This Ponyta is Shield exclusive, which makes Shield a better version. It's what I'm going to be going with because it has this Ponyta and it also has Tyranitar. So
I don't really care for Tyranitar.
And it's one of my favorites. So
it was like was Sun and Moon like Salazzle was exclusive to one and like Alolan Vulpix was exclusive to the other?
No, Salazzle was in both, but it was Vulpix and Sandshrew were I think mutual. Like it usually what they're doing is they're making like the old ones like that's where the exclusives because the new ones it's just put them all in there.
No.
Yeah, but it looks great. I felt really bad for the Cerebi guy because he had to watch that entire news stream for 24 hours, and it was basically a screensaver for nothing.
Yeah, I think this is like Reggie and Sakurai. I think they no, we'll teach them. We'll teach them.
I really do because it's like, in part of me, like the most benefit of a doubt thing I can give is that it really did like simulate the experience of being one of those like nature photographers where like you're sitting in you're sitting in the woods, you're gonna be sitting there for like 24 hours and maybe like the wolf will come by.
I have no issue with I think this is like a great way to announce a Pokemon. And like anyone complaining is acting like they didn't have it open in a separate window while they were doing other stuff.
I also I would have liked them to say that at least in like a press release somewhere, like just saying like, hey, like this will just be about some Pokemon. It's not going to be like there's not going to be a surprise like 10 hours in. All right, here we go. Here's like the Pokemon Direct. Like, no, that's not this.
See. Like to me, it's like they always announce when directs are. So by the fact that there wasn't an announcement that there was one coming is how you know like there's not going to be a ton of information divulged in this.
Yeah.
Also, it's a Japan press release thing, so I mean that's on you for thinking there's like something worthwhile coming, and not just an announcement of an announcement date. Those are
I got tweeted every Japanese live stream is just a disaster, and it's like for anything like do not believe their lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But that's a good Ponyta. That's a way better like announcement than Serpedged.
Well, yeah. Well, because I think
do we know its type? Obviously, it's fairy.
Psychic. It's psychic type.
Ooh.
Because
psychic fire or just psychic?
Psychic, mono psychic so far. We don't know if it changes, but it's interesting because so Galarian Wheezing is fairy.
Yeah.
Because it benefits its surroundings. Like the Galarian Wheezing eats smog and then it like out of its little smokestack is like pure air. Whereas the Ponyta apparently it purely absorbs energy. So it's like that thing, even though it looks cute, it's absorbing life energy and storing it inside of itself. So it's sort of like it's like a parasite almost.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's interesting. I like that as the idea. It's like, nah. That's what
because like regular Ponyta is just constantly pumping out fire, so it's just pumping out energy all the time. This one's like, no, we flipped it.
Yeah, we're eating it, and then we're shooting it out of my horn if I need to like defend myself.
Which is is Rapidash gonna have 2 horns?
It might have wings. I could see it having wings.
Psychic flying type.
Yeah. Psychic flyings are pretty good. And that's about it. Okay, moving on. I just posted it on the Twitter, so I'll talk about it. That Sonic fan game or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, why are you making it Sonic? To me, that is way too far along.
Because then they have to make, if it's not Sonic, they have to make their own original assets for stuff. They can't just rip it from a game.
Yeah, I understand. But to me, it's like, if you're making, like, there was a game, I think it was, this is probably the point of like why it's Sonic and why your project, you start off as like something and then you don't do it.
Yeah.
Like Pizza Tower it's not Wario, but you can tell like where that came from, but it looks different. And I feel like it was there was like a Sonic, like, I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called, but it was like
I know the one. It's like a regular on SGDQ.
Yeah, it's that one. Like it's like
you play as a lady Sonic.
Yeah, and she's like a dragon, or she's like purple or something. Yeah, that.
Am I still here? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My screen turned dark, so.
Oh yeah, that happens. You just gotta roll with it. Yeah, but I just feel like that you should pretty much do your own thing. Like although.
So okay, let me.
Yeah.
So like I comment retweeted it, but what was the Sonic that came out? The bad Sonic that came out the same time Sonic Mania came out?
Sonic
Forces
and Forces, yes.
So like, okay, imagine if Sonic Forces, instead of the garbage it was like you got to make your Sonic OC, and then it was just like Tony Hawk Underground, but Sonic.
Yeah.
That's what like that fan game made me think, is like you're just playing a Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like or like that would be a better Knuckles level than those old Knuckles levels that were terrible. Also, speaking of fan games clearly inspired, I wanted to talk about this because it's very bizarre. A Kickstarter launched for a game called Enchanted Portals. And Enchanted Portals is basically just rip-off Cuphead, but they did a lot of work, but it's rip-off Cuphead. I posted, and I'm going to post a couple images in the Discord, Drew.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you stopped being able to hear me for a while, so it's not when my screen turns off, it's like a minute after my screen goes dark.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Yeah, but before you keep going, I had a sentence flow into my head that I have to share.
All right, go for it.
Thinking about Tony Hawk, and specifically Thug, and Sonic, at first I was going to ask the question, but the answer became obvious immediately.
Yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog is the Bam Margera of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Of course he's the Bam Margera. He's the dark Sonic that's edgy. Like, Sonic is the pure kind of like the rebellious spirit, but like there's no filthiness to him. No, that's Shadow. He's like, hey, I'm gonna find Phil and yell at him.
And Don Tino?
Yeah. That's what Shadow would do.
God, I watched more Viva La Bam than I should have.
Oh, everyone did. That was in the last throw of MTV when like.
Yeah. At least I didn't watch the Andy Milonakis show.
No, I did not. Like, that was when I like that era of MTV is when they were still doing like like they were still making cartoons. Remember that?
Well, hey, no, please, they were still making those recently, but they are god awful.
Oh, I don't even know, which should say a lot. I just remember that it was like Clone High was coming on. I'm like, yo, Clone High is sick, and I was watching it, And then it was I also like 3 South, even though 3 South is just stupid, but I like it anyway.
Is the Nut Shack in MTV?
No, that's like or it's like the Philippines version of MTV. Like that's
Okay.
what it was produced by. And then it was like dubbed or like co-produced for it's one of those things where like it's a channel you would get if you lived in Los Angeles, but you would not get it if you lived like anywhere else.
Anywhere else. Okay.
Yeah. And it's just it's the lowest common denominator and it's embarrassing. But
I don't even think it's the lowest common denominator. I think it's gone so low it's like long tailed out to like another like niche audience.
Well, it's what makes it to me compelling in a weird way is that it is atrocious, but you can see like it doesn't look like you're like Big Mouth looks like the most rip-off pandering thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
God, I keep hearing people say they like that show, and I'm just baffled.
Big Mouth is the new Family Guy, like straight up, like that level of bland adult animation that like the regular everyman can look at and go, "Ha ha, puberty." Isn't that right?
That's vagina, that little girl's vagina is on camera.
It talked, don't you see? Hilarious puberty. It's gotten a spinoff. It's getting a spinoff too.
I don't care.
I hate it. Listen, whenever I turn into Netflix to watch some grotesque violence that is Baki the Grappler, and then Big Mouth shows up on the recommended, I'm like, no, you get out of here. That's not
Good Vibes. Good Vibes is the crappy MTV cartoon I could not remember the name of.
I need to look. Or I'm looking live. I'm looking up a picture of Good Vibes.
It is one of those of like they're trying to get like 13-year-old boys to watch because they might see like as much of a female body can be shown on TV as legally possible.
Lord. Is this? See. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking at Good Vibes here, right?
Here, we'll pause for a second. Let the viewers at home search and pull this up themselves.
Okay. So look at it. Like. This is what I'm talking about, that they're just trying to rip off like Family Guy. You know what I'm saying? Like this is clearly, we want our own Family Guy. And if you look at the Nut Shack is terrible, but it doesn't look like rip off Family Guy. It looks like its own weird thing. And I think that's what makes it slightly like fascinating. Not good, but fascinating. Whereas like this, like to me, this looks like if you took the cast of Total Drama Island and said make a cartoon for like horny teenagers that like Family Guy. You know what I'm saying?
Also, you know that right now there's a Total Drama Babies cartoon, right?
Oh, I know. Total Drama will never be stopped. It's Canada. It's like Canada's sewage drain. They're just pumping it in. That's what they do. That's how they go. Man. See, this is the good content where we just go away. But yeah, about ripoffs. Yeah, that Enchanted Portals, it just looks bizarre that they made a ripoff Cuphead, but they spent a lot of effort into making your ripoff Cuphead. So I don't know. Like whatever.
Cheapness
I don't endorse
it. Like I really like not the enemy witch is okay, but I like the main character witch. Like I think that's adorable. The boys just dipper. But I don't know, there's something about it that still just looks cheap and knockoffy.
Because it feels like it's like how Cuphead was hand drawn. This feels like it was done in Flash. Like I
think the bigger issue than that is like Cuphead, like the foreground and background blend together pretty seamlessly. This has like clearly blatantly.
Oh, it's
Not.
the Scooby Doo, but it's not doing that. Now, if it looked like a Hanna-Barbera, where it was clear, like
God,
you
that
use
would
that
be.
to your
That's how they
advantage,
do it. Yeah,
make
that's
it
what they
look
should have done.
like instead of having the old-timey art style, if this looked like Hanna-Barbera cartoons, I think you would have
Yeah,
everyone would have been like, okay, like because then it's like, yo, you're doing Cuphead, but you're doing a different era of cartoon, and you're
yeah,
doing a thing on a budget from cartoons that were on a budget, and it just, I think
yeah.
that would work way. I think people would be way less dismissive outright. Like even if the gameplay is like the same, it's just like if those characters looked like the typical Hanna Barbera mystery teams, and they're
Yeah.
fighting like the creeper or someone, and you'd be like, yo, okay, I'm in here.
Oh, imagine, okay, like a JRPG where you're rounding up your mystery team crew.
Oh, that'd be sick. And it's you're going around, and it would, like, to me, you would have to no winking and nodding at the camera. You play it straight.
Exactly. It's got to be Star Trek the animated series.
Yeah. Or in it's some sort of like wacky races kind of deal. But it's like
Yeah.
some like cross adventure where you have to
I
like
mean,
go across the land.
technically this is just any Persona game, but
Yo, that's
that
fun.
game, but with a Hanna-Barbera skin thrown over it.
Yo, that's good. Give it to me. See, that's all I gotta do. Hanna-Barbera, mind that animation. It's prime, it's cheap, it's ready. Just do it. Because it's already limited.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to go through the topic list. Did you see about
Uh,
how Stadia will have negative latency?
well, yeah, Street Fighter's already had negative edge for a long time, so it's nice to see another like game system try that out.
Yeah, no, it's negative latency. The game will predict what you do before you do it and do it so that the game is faster. So your Stadia will work faster than direct. So the purest way to play a fighting game, the most hard read, you'll have two character people, they'll select their characters and then the AI will tell them what they do.
No, it'll be nice. It'll be like, okay, yeah, you didn't this combo, you dropped it immediately. Let's be honest, you're gonna drop this anyway. You didn't tech that throw.
That's it. It's just no, you wouldn't take the throw. He got you. No, Stadia? Stadia, I'm gonna win. It's like, nah.
Oh, here's that wake up DP you wanted. No!
No! Oh, yeah. Why do you keep doing it? You're so bad.
Yes, I'm so bad. And that's when you saw there was only one set of footprints.
Oh, okay, so what if somehow that's the solution to get the mainstream into fighting games is you have like the AI do like 25 to 30% of all actions so that they have someone to blame, but also like, yo, the AI did its one frame link combo. Yeah, you mean I did my one frame link combo. But the AI woke
you're
up
not even
throwing.
wrong.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like as stupid as it sounds, what if that's it? It's just that 30% chance of any action that the computer will just input, read, and defend flawlessly. So you feel like you're a champion.
I keep going back to it. It's Melee had the best like tutorial system for learning how to play that game. The break the target stuff and the land on the platform stuff.
Oh yeah.
It taught you movement and taught you stuff about how to play that game. And it had a time limit set on it. So you're like, oh man, I'm like so good. And you could brag about it to your friends. And then they could call you a filthy liar and be like, no, I totally did it.
Yeah. And then you can wave dash and then smell. That's the key.
Okay. Wave dashing actually came from Marvel, so
yeah. I'm just saying garbage. But the big news that I saved to last is China and Hearthstone, because oh boy, that's blown up. That is blowing up. And it also blew up. It also blew up on the same day that the NBA's having trouble with China.
Yeah, that's like I couldn't like astonishing. Like because I saw an NBA tweet after I was already familiar with the Hearthstone stuff, and like it like took me a moment to be like, that wasn't the same name. What did I just read? And it's like, wait, this Twitter's account's from the NBA.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
Oh boy, it was like the NBA, South Park, and Hearthstone on like the same day had China incident, and it's like, oh, it's just such a confluence. It's like, wow. So, do you know about the Hearthstone event, or should I just summarize it for the viewers?
So I do know about it, but I mean, I would imagine anyone listening to this knows. But if you don't, the player who won, is it like the China like regional finals or grand final?
Yeah, it's like the Asian regionals.
Yeah, so like the guy who won it, like after he won, comes out and talks about and says how he supports the protesters in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and the casters were like, "Oh no!" And
China did not like this, and China's got that kind of like throwing around money, that folding money, that like they said, "Hey Blizzard, we don't like this."
Lose all scruples. Like that's the level of money where it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like they can just like if you said like I will not sell out, and then China writes you a check, and you're like I have sold out.
Yeah. But yeah, so Blizzard took all of the guys, or I guess they didn't take it. They just didn't pay it out.
Yeah, they ain't paying it out. It's like 100,000.
Yeah, they banned him from further competition, and they fired the two casters.
Yes, they also banned his account. So like he's effectively gone for like a year.
Yeah.
And okay, do you know about the basketball one?
I do not know about the basketball one, but before we go to that, like the issue is Blizzard just has that in their like contract and stuff for all their competitions. Hold up, my screen went dark.
Okay, yeah, you do that. I'll just talk.
But okay, we're back. But yeah, so they just have it in the contract of like they get to decide any like commentary that might be problematic.
Yeah, it's like if it embarrasses the company or something. That's like the language used, and so that technically would. So it's whatever. And so there's been a bunch of just stuff of like people have been kind of discontent with Blizzard games for a while.
Yeah,
like for over a year because they've all been on a slow decline. And this is like the inciting incident that's just getting so many people vocal just to start quitting, like just to quit.
It's weird that like Blizzard is now entering the stage like, oh my god, it's like perfectly synced up. Like think about like Capcom late 90s up until like 2012. Like it was like Rise, and then just like everything just started falling apart on them. And then think about like Blizzard from like early 2000s to now.
Oh, it was like
like a 5-year difference. That's just like
It was like I remember because it was on the
give Fortnite 5 years
podcast when they were talking about an old email when someone was like. The companies that will never do any wrong, that are just the safest bet, and they were Blizzard, BioWare, and Bethesda. It was like, nope, all of those are just in the toilet.
Yeah.
But so to me, I would describe it as like a Chick-fil-A situation. How Chick-fil-A came out hard anti-gay, and I was just like, all right. To support
I don't need a Chick-fil-A anymore.
Yeah, like they're not that good, but this is the excuse. Like I'm gonna support like my friends and stuff that are.
Yeah, like okay, I'm not gonna say like I miss that Polynesian sauce, man. I miss it.
but it's not that much. Like
but it's not like I'm putting human people below Polynesian sauce.
Yeah, it's not that good, but and to me that's kind of like that's what happens when you're declining and then you do something heinous. It's like people are like, nah, we're just gonna just done. And
especially since like Magic the Gathering Arena exists now.
Oh, it's like so like almost every one of Blizzard's like key things. There's now a direct competitor. Like Magic now finally has a good digital version of its card game. Final Fantasy
forever.
Is apparently like it's a really good MMO, but it's like WoW is not the only game in town. And third-person strategies have just been kind of dead for a while.
And finally, League of Legends and Dota have just risen to combat the horror that is Heroes of the Storm.
Man, Heroes of the Storm was actually pretty good. Like, for one of those kind of games, it was like the most casual. Like, it tried to be the casual one, and because I just don't play those games very much. Like, I could play that game for like 30 minutes and get 2 rounds in and be like, yeah, okay. And yeah, I'm going to play as my favorite, like, StarCraft character. That's cool.
A Zergling?
Oh, not yet. But it was like, I got to play as a siege tank, though. And that was really fun. I liked playing as the siege tank. I think because you press the button and you went into siege mode. And then you like mortared the enemy team. And I'm like, yay, I'm doing the thing like in the game. And then they ran out of characters, so they had to start like making original characters do not steal for Heroes of the Storm, and it was like universally reviled because it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't understand how they can be running out of characters.
Well,
but also like it takes my brain a second to load up enough like StarCraft data and MOBA data to properly compare and be like, okay, I guess these aren't the same game.
Yeah, well, it's also that like Blizzard has had a problem because they're in the downslope where like like all of their characters in all of their video games are like everything StarCraft 2 prior. Like because
or Overwatch.
Overwatch. That's true. Because like it was basically every Overwatch character was just getting ported to Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah,
because it's like we can't come up with another character. It's just that the problem is every Overwatch character is like a guy that shoots and then has like 2 skills, and that's not enough for like that sort of deal.
Yeah. It's like the difference between Capcom going from like Street Fighter 2 to Street Fighter 3 and then going to Street Fighter 4. Where it's like, oh, I know. All of these people are just the same people.
Yep. It's just good. Like, all I'm saying is that BlizzCon this year is going to be crazy because there are so many things you can now do in the BlizzCon audience to cause the company immense trouble.
Yeah.
Like if you thought like asking if Diablo Immortal was a joke and the live Q&A.
Yeah, now it's just like
there, and you're just
how much trying to threaten you? How much do they?
Because they screen it, so you're just going like. So in the new expansion, we're seeing N'Zoth, and I was wondering about that. Hong Kong should have its democratic like autonomy restored. You know what I'm saying? Like you just throw that in the middle, and like what are they gonna do? Like they're gonna have to like cut away and do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
You have some guy dressed up as just Winnie the Pooh, just have like a shirt with Winnie the Pooh on it. That's no good anymore. Like you wear a jacket to the arena, and then you're just asking just a calm, normal question with a Winnie the Pooh t-shirt. And then it's like, no, we gotta censor that. Because there's nothing wrong with Winnie the Pooh. I tweeted that clip. That was hilarious. That exchange. It was him and Rabbit, and they were in the hole.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Was that from like the 2000s movie?
I think it was. Yeah, it was that newer Winnie the Pooh, which is like Winnie the Pooh.
I never saw it. I wanted to, but I just never got I don't know.
No, it's for babies.
Well, it's also there's a difference between going to see a kids movie and going to see a movie for little children.
Yeah, I will. Let me tell you, I'll show up if to watch a Pixar movie or something. I'm like, yeah, okay, but
I won't, because those are all the same and bland.
Well, I'm just trying to make example of there's different levels of kids movie. Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs is a movie that I think is really good. It's funny, it's fast paced, but it's for all ages. While I was no, Winnie the Pooh's for babies. Straight up. Nothing wrong with it, but that stuff's for babies. It's good. It's about that's high quality baby entertainment.
Yeah, it is. I don't. Okay, so the more trailers I see for the Addams Family movie, the more I'm just worried about what the soundtrack is gonna be.
You think it's gonna be so there was the Peanuts movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Peanuts movie?
No, but I think I know where you're going.
The trailers of that were horrendous, but that was not the soundtrack in the movie itself. The movie itself had what you would expect a Peanuts movie soundtrack to be. But those trailers were yo, let's have Charlie Brown going, all I do is win, win, win. And I'm just no, that is not Charlie Brown.
Yeah. And the same thing is going on with the trailers for the Addams Family movies. But then I'm also nervous because guess who is playing Cousin Id?
Is it Adam Sandler?
No.
I don't know.
It is baffling. It is Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Snoop Dogg had college basketball problems recently. I'm gonna bring this. I'm connecting it all together. So what happened is that Kentucky hired Snoop Dogg to do for one of their college basketball games to do the halftime show, and Snoop Dogg agreed, and he came in and he brought in strippers on stripper poles, and he was doing full non-censored lyrics for a concert, and the administration was very upset because they wanted a family-friendly Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg just said, "Nah, you get what you get." It's in the footage, he's just making it rain on a stripper while rapping in the basketball court. I'm yeah, that's great.
It's I don't even understand. It's such a
Oh, it's weird. Snoop Dogg is weirdly wholesome in some ways.
Well, no, he's not. He's just he's about that hustle, and he recognizes how he can get paid. That is 1,000%. I think it's whenever I see him with Martha Stewart and stuff like that, that is all my brain can fathom. He is getting that money.
Of course, he's getting that money.
And
he's also teaching a youth sports league, and he does actually good stuff, which is.
Well, I mean, he's a big figure in the Black community. He needs to be doing that stuff.
Yeah, but no, I think he's doing that because he legitimately wants to do it. I don't think his charitable work and stuff. I think that's legit. But I do think that I'm gonna do my explicit rap show. If you me to do my show, I'm doing it.
That's on idiot administrations who are not familiar with Snoop Dogg's actual artistry. They're the people who've only ever seen I saw this guy on Martha Stewart. He's apparently a musician. Well, we should see if he wants to come to the basketball game. I'm sure the students would love it.
Yeah, no, that's and they did. Apparently, everyone really liked it. Everyone was that's great. But
man, talking about rich. Oh man, talking about rich people problems. Have you seen Ellen DeGeneres getting blown up?
Yeah, it's great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Nah, you get blown up. Nah, that's the world we live in now. You get blown up.
It's like just because.
But it's good. So we are in a strange and wonderful time. Also, the PlayStation 5 got announced. They just threw that out there. That's happening. I think Drew's stuff went out. I can't hear him. I'm waiting. All right.
Screen went dark again.
All right, there we go.
Yep, screen went dark and then a minute passed.
Yeah, that's how it works.
The fact that it's not instant.
No, that's the problem. Oh, I can talk about something that's probably going to be a comic on Monday, so enjoy it. So, at my dad's house, like they were dealing with their basement, and they had some electrician guy, and he turned off the power, and then he left, and the internet just would not work. Like totally wouldn't work at all, just wouldn't connect. And my dad was like, I think they broke it, or they broke like the router or the modem or something. So like when I was over there, we went down there, we tried to like plug in different stuff in there, and it was going to get real bad because they mounted all the stuff like horizontally to the wall. Like I don't know if you see. So imagine like you take like your modem and then you like.
Okay. By horizontally to the wall, do you mean parallel or perpendicular to it?
Okay, so like imagine if you're on a flat plane, like how you set the modem just on like a desk or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's flat. Now imagine you put that bottom just straight up on the wall and you can like screw it in there.
Like, okay, that's not as bad. I really thought the way you were describing it, it was going to be like, okay, so imagine the modem is flat on the table.
Yeah.
Now imagine. Oh, I think we're also thinking about different modem types. I'm thinking about like the small squarey ones.
Well, but it's also like the router. But the problem was that how it's mounted, there's like an electrical box like 3 inches away, and you cannot see what's behind the modem. Like imagine that, like everyone out there tried to plug something into the back of the PS4 when you're not looking at it?
Yeah. I've actually gotten pretty proficient at that.
But imagine if that was like you had a roughly 2 inches of clearance between you and a metal box, and you could not see what you were doing.
It's like you've already taken this impossible task, and now you've made it like the Ninja Warrior version of that task.
Yeah, and what we couldn't tell because you can't move it and you can't like look at the back of it is that modem. It was actually the router, but it had an on-off switch that was really small, and it was really like near the edge, but you could not see it. The only way I could see it is I stuck my phone like between the gap between the back and the edge of the electrical box, and I took a picture with the flash. Yep. Was behind there. And then I'm like, oh, there's a switch. But it was like 2 hours to figure that out. It was nonsense.
Yeah.
That was the horror.
I thought you were going to describe explaining Horfo to your dad.
Oh no, that was hard. That was also difficult.
Like I don't understand. Like that's not hard at all. You just say he's my Pikachu. He's Target Combos Pikachu.
So I basically explained that he's my mascot because I drew a comic about me making a bad Pokemon and it's Horfo, but then everyone liked Horfo and I think it's funny. But listen, you're never prepared to tell your parents, no matter how understanding, about your dumb Horfo drawing and why everyone in the chat loves it.
There's a hard take where you stop bringing your work to be put on the fridge.
And you're like, no, I don't. I feel really awkward. But
I do still love the idea of you getting like a little mini Horfo sticker to put on that painting your mom gave you for your B-Day. Of just like a little Horfo like peeking out from behind one of those trees.
You might be a mind reader. That's Friday's comic.
Oh boy.
Is me. I drew it, but I drew the painting. But like, nah, I drew Dark Horfo, who was sinister, and I drew that in that painting because I'm like, God, that's what it is.
It's a shame that your Twitch emotes were due. Otherwise, you could have done.
Oh, that might be the second. No, that'll be like the third one. Stinky, depending if I get there. The next emote for like the not expensive tier will be Stinky looking annoyed because that's her default expression, and that gives me like the chat can be upset, but also that's Stinky. So that's the next one. But Dark Horfo may be the third emote, the fabled third emote. All right, I think we are good. You got anything else to talk about? We've gone for like 46 minutes.
Let's see. Mega and Axel got announced for Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the trailer showing Axel's gameplay is probably, I think, this weekend or next. I think Seam is this weekend though.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably announce, with how it's been going, they'll show the next character at the end of his trailer.
Yeah.
I think the safe bet is you look at the roster from like Double X that never made it to Exerd, and I think those are like the. Oh crap! It went dark.
Is that? Oh! Hold on. I think I've stopped recording.
Really?
The sound. Oh, wait. Hold on.
I'm still here. Okay.
Oh, no. Like my production software is starting to crap out. Oh, we're just gonna end it now.
Later days.